this is not a client, but it's a person that I helped. So this person has been following me on LinkedIn, and they reached out and they said they just wanted to talk to me. And I was like, sure, let's just talk. I mean, I know this person is legit, and it's a person that I also respect as well. So we kind of like did intros because we have never spoken before. We kind of like organically started talking about her problem. Okay. So this person is working at a place where the founders of the company are, they brought her to grow the company, and they brought her because of her expertise. But when it comes to making decisions and just doing the things, they get really apprehensive, and they maybe even dismissive, okay, of this person's ideas. And so this person was sharing her frustration with this whole thing. And like, in a way, it was just kind of like pinning it on them, on their inability to allow outsiders into their circle of trust. And then we started having a conversation where I started asking her some questions and gave her some examples. And then ultimately this person came to the conclusion that part of the problem is that she had a perspective that maybe she was being treated as an outsider. And that perspective was getting in the middle of her being able to really understand what was the real issue that was happening in their minds or in the level of consciousness of the founders. And when she understood that maybe she was as much as responsible in the co-creation of this reality as the founders who were kind of like being quote unquote dismissive, right? That's when she had her shift. And she's like, you know what, maybe I need to also change my perspective, because I'm coming into this with the perspective that maybe they are not letting me do the thing, and maybe that's not even true. Maybe it's just trust needs to be nurtured. Maybe it is they have different communication styles. Maybe she doesn't really understand their priorities, and maybe she needs to spend more time doing that. So there's also maybe some work that can be done on the other side to align both people. And she was so very kind. She was just like so thankful for that insight, which is, it sounds kind of like simple right now, right? But if you're like in your head, and if you're going through this problem, and now this problem is creating a resistance within yourself, a resistance that is so powerful that maybe you're carrying that resistance home with you. And it becomes something that kind of consumes you and distracts you from being able to see the truth. And somebody just with a few questions kind of like unlocks that and simplifies the vision of what needs to be done. Then you're very thankful, right? So that's it. That's the power of creating insights and breakthroughs for clients.